In this exercise, I'm going to walk you through the various options available to you inside the Edit Colors dialog box, which allow you to edit your colors with a high degree of control, either independently or en masse, so all of your colors at once, and then save those colors out as a color group that you can later apply either independently to the objects in your illustration, or you can apply them as a harmony rule as well. So I'm still working inside the alternate color schemes.ai file. I've brought up the Edit Colors dialog box by clicking on the little rainbow icon at the bottom of the swatches or color guide panel, and I'm looking at the pentagram harmony rule right now, which includes a head that is the base color at the top here. And if I drag that base color around, you'll see that all the colors move along with, and that's because my chain icon is turned on as by default. I can also drag that color toward the center in order to reduce the saturation of all of my colors at once, or I can increase the saturation of all colors by dragging it out. And then finally, I can change the brightness of all the colors at once by dragging this slider triangle right here to make the colors darker or to make them brighter. Now then, you can also change colors a little bit independently of each other if they're sheep colors. That is, if they're the follower colors, not the base color itself. So the base color is in charge of everybody here, whereas the sheep colors have their own sort of rules going on. I can change the hues of just those colors together, either bring them closer together, at least the pairs closer together on the sides here, or farther apart. If I change the saturation of one of these colors, then I'm going to change it independently of the other ones. You can also make individual edits to the selected color, just one selected color at a time, by modifying these numerical values down here. So if I want to change this color to something like cyan, let's say, I could enter a hue value of 180 degrees, which is going to switch things around for me. And I could modify the saturation value. I could take it down to, let's say, 75%, and then I could adjust the brightness of just that one color, which is otherwise impossible to do, by changing the B value, and I'll take it down to 50%, let's say. So notice this guy's darker than all the other colors now. Another thing you can do is you can change which color is the base color. So I could decide that red over here on the right-hand side ought to be the base by right-clicking on it and choosing Set as Base Color. And now notice that that reconfigures my colors because I'm still working from the pentagram rule. And now I could drag this to a different location in order to change it as well. Another way to change a color is to right-click on it. So I'll go ahead and right-click on this violet color here and choose Select Shade. And that's going to bring up this fountain square right here. That's not going to change the hue. Notice the hue is locked down. But I can change the saturation of this color by dragging this little circle either to the left to reduce the saturation or to the right to increase the saturation, or I could change the brightness by dragging up for brighter and down for darker. So yet another way to work if you care to. We also have these controls that change the appearance of the hue wheel. So I could display a segmented color wheel. Thing is, it's not web-safe colors. It's important to bear in mind. It's just even increments inside of the color wheel. And that just goes ahead and basically limits the colors that you can choose from. And then we have this crazy option right here, which displays color bars. And the most useful thing about this option is you can now just randomly play around with the colors and move them with respect to each other. And I can do that by just clicking on this randomly change color order icon right there until I get something totally different. And then I could switch back to my smooth color wheel and modify the results. If you're sick of these colors being locked into this sort of pentagram model right here, you can unlink the colors from each other by clicking on the chain icon. And then you can drag each one of these colors anywhere that you want it to be. And you'll create a completely custom harmony rule at this point, like so. And then you can link them back up to each other. And now you'll keep that weird harmony rule that you've created on the fly. I'll go ahead and brighten these guys up a little bit as well. You can subtract a color if you want to by grabbing this little tool here and clicking on that color in order to get rid of it. If you want to add a color, you got a way to do that too. I'll go ahead and add a couple of colors actually using that tool here. And then finally, once you've done all that, you can go ahead and name your new color group like so. So I'm going to call mine 6-tuplet, let's say. And then in order to go ahead and save off that new set, you would click on this new color group icon right there and you will create a new set called 6-tuplet. Now, if you decide to make some changes to these colors, for example, I'll just drag them around the wheel a little bit, and now you want to update 6-tuplet. Notice the name appears in italics to show you that you've made some changes since you last created the group. Then you can update that group by clicking on the little floppy disk icon, which of course is the universal symbol for saving, since we're all constantly using floppy disks these days. Anyway, click on the floppy and you update the set. If you want to create one set from another set, for example, I'll click on Vibrant Floral, make sure that they're all locked down, drag this to a different location, brighten up the colors a little bit, unlink them, go ahead and drag some of the colors around independently like so, link them back up, maybe move them just a little more, and then I don't want to update Vibrant Floral, I want to save this out as a new set. Then I would go ahead and assign a name to the set, such as, let's call it Vibrant Alternative. And then I'll click on the new color group icon in order to save out that new set right there. And now I've done my work. Now I can go ahead and click on the OK button in order to save out everything I've done. Now, strangely, when you click OK, Illustrator asks you, hey, do you want to save the changes to the swatch group Vibrant Alternative before closing? Which implies that's the only thing I did. I also created 6-tuplets, so I don't know why it's only asking me about that one. But here's the deal. Why you would want to waste your time and click no, I have no idea. I think this is a very dangerous warning right here. You can click cancel, and that's fine, and then you'd continue to work inside the Edit Colors dialog box. Otherwise, click yes, because there's no downside to modifying the colors. Anyway, I'm going to click yes in order to save out my new color groups. And that, my friends, is how you work inside the Edit Colors dialog box here inside Illustrator.